Every year on May 21st, India observes National Anti-Terrorism Day, a day of solemn remembrance and resolve. It marks a moment of deep national sorrow, rooted in a specific tragic event from India's past. Yet its message has grown beyond borders, echoing a universal desire for peace and security. This day is not about celebration, but about reflection on lives lost and societies fractured by terror. The observance was established to channel collective grief into unity and a forward-looking purpose. It aims to promote peace, humanism, and a stand against divisive forces. The annual pledge taken on this day is a vow to oppose all forms of terrorism and violence. Government offices and institutions across India conduct this pledge, reaffirming a commitment to peace and social harmony. This ritual is more than a formality. It's a renewal of the nation's foundational principles of non-violence and tolerance. Each citizen is called to reflect on their role in building a secure, peaceful society. In a world both connected and fragmented, the significance of this day has only grown. May 21st is etched in India's memory as the day a former Prime Minister was lost to terrorism. This event sent shockwaves globally, highlighting the vulnerability of even the most prominent leaders. Understanding the origins of this day is crucial to appreciating its emotional resonance and its call to action against a borderless menace. National Anti-Terrorism Day was born from the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi, India's sixth Prime Minister, on May 21, 1991. He was campaigning in Sriperumbudur, Tamil Nadu, when a suicide bomber from the LTTE struck. The attack was meticulously planned, demonstrating how political conflicts can spill across borders with devastating consequences. Rajiv Gandhi, son of Indira Gandhi and grandson of Jawaharlal Nehru, was a symbol of modern India. His involvement in Sri Lanka's civil war made him a target for the LTE. The method, a female suicide bomber detonating explosives during a rally, was shocking and unprecedented. The blast killed Gandhi and at least 14 others, bringing the brutal tactics of modern terrorism into India's democratic process. The nation plunged into mourning and political instability. Elections were postponed. This tragedy highlighted the urgent need for a unified approach to combating terrorism. In response, the government designated May 21st as National Anti-Terrorism Day. The date forever links the memory of this tragedy with a national resolve to fight extremist ideology. The assassination was a wake-up call for India and the world. It underscored the vulnerability of leaders and the far-reaching impact of terrorism. National Anti-Terrorism Day stands as a reminder of the cost of violence and the necessity of unity. The core objective of National Anti-Terrorism Day is to spread the message of peace and harmony. It aims to steer people, especially youth, away from violence and terrorism. Activities like debates, seminars, and cultural programs raise awareness about terrorism's destructive impact. The day emphasizes that violence is never a solution. Dialogue and respect for life are the only sustainable paths. It highlights the importance of national unity and resilience against divisive forces. Citizens are encouraged to remember the sacrifices of security personnel and civilians lost to terror. Countering terrorism is a collective responsibility, requiring vigilance and the rejection of extremist ideologies. The day promotes a culture of tolerance and active citizenship. Its mission extends globally. Terrorism is a worldwide problem needing international cooperation. By observing this day, India sends a message of unwavering commitment to fighting terrorism. It calls for intelligence sharing and coordinated action against global terror networks. National Anti-Terrorism Day transforms remembrance into a global call for unity and peace. Terrorism has evolved dramatically since 1991, becoming more diffuse, complex, and global. Groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS operate internationally, using technology to spread ideology and plan attacks. The 9/11 attacks proved that no nation is immune to catastrophic terrorism. Today, terrorism disrupts economies, destroys infrastructure, and displaces populations worldwide. Attacks in markets, schools, and public spaces create a climate of fear and erode social trust. The rise of lone wolf terrorism, individuals radicalized online, poses new challenges for security agencies. These attackers are harder to detect and often act alone, inspired by extremist content. The economic consequences are staggering, diverting resources from development to security. Terrorism is not just an attack on people, but on progress and prosperity. It seeks to drag societies backward into cycles of violence and poverty. Recognizing this broad impact is essential for a united global response. National Anti-Terrorism Day's relevance has only increased in this new era. A united stand is both a moral and economic necessity for all nations. No country can defeat terrorism alone. The threat is inherently transnational. Terrorist networks operate across borders, making international cooperation essential. Intelligence sharing, coordinated law enforcement, and cutting off terrorist finances are key strategies. Without collaboration, efforts are fragmented and ineffective. Diplomatic alliances and international bodies like the United Nations provide frameworks for joint action. The UN Global Counter-Terrorism Strategy encourages member states to address the roots of terrorism and build capacity to combat it. Bilateral and multilateral agreements close gaps exploited by terrorists, ensuring no safe haven for perpetrators. Financial cooperation is critical. Tracking and disrupting terrorist funding is a global priority. Organizations like the Financial Action Task Force set standards to combat money laundering and terrorist financing. Collaboration between banks, intelligence units, and law enforcement helps freeze assets linked to terror. National Anti-Terrorism Day underscores the need for a united global front. The pain of a terrorist attack in one country should be felt by all. By fostering global solidarity, we build a more resilient international community. Unity and shared responsibility are our strongest weapons against extremist violence. The fight against terrorism has moved decisively into the digital world. Terrorist groups use the internet and social media for propaganda, recruitment, and communication. Their hateful ideologies spread globally with unprecedented speed. Digital radicalization allows extremist ideas to cross borders silently, influencing minds everywhere. Countering this threat requires governments and tech companies to work together to remove terrorist content. Artificial intelligence and human moderators help detect and take down extremist material, but terrorists adapt quickly. They shift to less regulated platforms and encrypted apps, creating a constant digital cat-and-mouse game. Public awareness and digital literacy are crucial. People must learn to recognize and reject extremist propaganda. Educational campaigns teach users to spot fake news and manipulative tactics. Promoting positive narratives online can reduce the pool of potential recruits. International cooperation is vital. Security agencies must share information about online threats. Initiatives like the Christchurch Call to Action show the growing recognition of the digital battlefield. Securing the digital space requires a united global effort to ensure it is a force for good. Education is the most powerful long-term tool against terrorism. While security measures address immediate threats, education tackles the roots: ignorance, prejudice, and grievance. Critical thinking, empathy, and appreciation for diversity immunize young minds against extremist narratives. Curricula promoting peace, human rights, and civic responsibility foster mutual respect and understanding. Schools should encourage dialogue and peaceful conflict resolution. Educational campaigns on National Anti-Terrorism Day raise awareness and empower students to be agents of peace. Teachers play a vital role, needing training and resources to address extremism in classrooms. Safe, inclusive learning environments help steer youth away from radicalization. By nurturing open inquiry and respect, educators build a foundation for a harmonious society. Education is an investment in a future free from fear. It is the cornerstone of a resilient, peaceful world. Youth are both targets for extremist recruitment and the world's greatest hope for peace. Extremist groups exploit their idealism and search for belonging, but youth also possess the energy to counter hate. Empowering young people means investing in education, jobs, and giving them a voice in society. When youth feel valued, they are less likely to be drawn to extremism. Youth-led initiatives, peace clubs, service projects, dialogue forums are effective in building resilience. Digital platforms offer opportunities for youth to spread messages of peace and unity. Youth-led online campaigns can challenge extremist propaganda and share stories of hope. National Anti-Terrorism Day is a moment to renew our commitment to empowering youth. The pledge taken is a promise for a safer tomorrow. Investing in youth is the most effective way to defeat terrorism. By giving them knowledge and purpose, we build a more just and peaceful world. The future depends on the next generation's commitment to peace. National Anti-Terrorism Day is more than an Indian observance. It's a universal call for peace and solidarity. We remember victims of terrorism everywhere, honoring their memory by continuing the fight against hate. The threat of terrorism is ever-changing, moving from physical to digital front lines. Our response must be dynamic, combining security with long-term strategies. Strong global partnerships, disrupting terror financing, and countering online propaganda are essential. Addressing root causes like poverty and injustice is crucial for lasting peace. Education and youth empowerment remain our most potent weapons. By teaching tolerance and giving youth a stake in society, we build resilience against extremism. The enduring message is unity, standing together against a common enemy. Terrorism seeks to divide. Our strength is in refusing to let that happen. By reaffirming our commitment to peace and dignity, we declare that violence will not prevail. The future belongs to those who build a better, safer, and more peaceful world for all.